Behind me is the iconic symbol of danger for those who want to win the Valspar Championship. The group at the heart of the event is the Copperheads, celebrating their 50th anniversary. 25 years earlier, there was another tour event here, the J.C. Penney Classic, and it was its last appearance at the Copperhead course, an exciting and nerve-wracking finish. Here's a look back, and who better to tell you about it than the man who called the television broadcast, Gary Koch. Tell me about your involvement with the J.C. Penney Classic, when it started and how you felt about it.
Well, I actually played in the very first one, which was 1976 down at Doral in Miami in early December. Kind of gave us a chance to get back out and play in some competition.
How did the tour players feel about it? This is a relaxing event, or this is something I want to win, I don't care.
Yeah, I think it started out as a fun event, and obviously everybody playing is a competitor. If you happen to start doing well, and especially come the final day, and you have a chance to perhaps win, then it's maybe not quite so much fun as it is serious competition.
How did the pairings come up? Some of the players must not have known whom they're playing
Right.
with.
It would alternate year to year. The top X number of players on the PGA Tour one year would have the right to invite ladies on the LPGA Tour, and then the next year it would flip, and the LPGA Tour players would be the ones inviting the men.
When it came to Innisbrook and the Copperhead, did the people know that this was it, or was that an inside type of secret?
Unfortunately, we all knew that that was the last one. The outgoing CEO had been a huge supporter of the event. The new CEO didn't think the same way. Don't know the circumstances, but unfortunately, yes, we all knew that the 1999 version was going to be the last one.
And the course itself, was it playing pretty much like today, or were there differences?
It played pretty much, the way it does today. I mean, the Copperhead course is so unique for Florida. The terrain, elevation differences, very little water on the golf course that comes into play. Lots of oak trees and pine trees rather than palm trees. They've stretched the yardage back to try to accommodate the length that these young guys hit the ball. But if you watch that telecast in 1999, a lot of the men pros were hitting 2, 3, 4 irons to the par threes. They had separate tees for the men and the women, trying to get to where they would play the same clubs on the par threes or par fours. But there were a number of par fours for the ladies that played well over 400 yards. So it's always been a long, hard golf course.
Coming into the last round is very interesting because on Saturday, Paul Azinger had 7 birdies and an eagle and put his team in a really strong position. And Suri Pak was not doing too well physically. She had been coughing. I don't know whether it was a cold or flu. And Paul hadn't won it for 6 years
Right,
either.
yeah, it had been 6 years since Paul had won, and he had been through, his cancer. He fought and beat. The 7 birdies and an eagle came on Saturday when the format was best ball. So one player could kind of carry the other. The format the final day was the modified alternate shot. So no matter how you do it, both on the team have to contribute.
They played quite well and maintained that lead until the back 9. Take us through what happened at that point.
Well, it was interesting. The 14th hole, par 5.
Pitch shot. It's kind of over the corner of the bunker there.
After a good pitch shot from Laura Davies.
Short game around the greens. Yes.
John Daly made a very nice putt for a birdie.
Moving them to 22 under.
Straight into the hole.
Azinger in the group behind hit a very good wedge shot. And Suri Pak failed to make the putt. One you would have expected her to make.
And the gap narrowed.
But the 16th hole, start of the snake pit, was really, to me, the turning point. Davies got the ball on the green about 50 feet from the hole. Difficult green.
Should be moving to John. I'll tell you what's been amazing is his speed has been fantastic.
And sure enough, John Daly makes the putt for a 3.
Well, it needs to get down then.
In the group behind, both Suri Pak and Paul drive into the trees.
The only place worse might be the water the way back.
But neither had a very good shot. The best they could do was get the ball up around the green. Paul did not hit a particularly good pitch shot. Suri did hit a good putt. It looked like it had a chance to go in, but it didn't.
It was a good stroke. Good stroke.
So now all of a sudden you've had a two-shot swing. Davies and Daly are only one shot behind with 2 holes to go. 17, very long par 3, very difficult. Not a hole you would expect to make a birdie on. Both teams make par. The 18th was played very well by both teams.
As long as John Daly hit, he was first to hit.
Right.
That actually was an advantage.
It was.
Shot with a short iron to this back center hole location.
In that type of situation, I've always felt like you want to play first, because if you play first, you have a chance to put the pressure on. He played a very nice wedge shot into the green. Laura Davies was able to convert, not an easy putt, downhill, breaking to the right. So they make birdie, and they're in the clubhouse. And now it's up to Azinger and Koch to try to make a birdie to win.
Oh, really got her legs into that one.
Good drive.
Paul and Sari both answered the challenge off the tee.
It's a good line.
Paul played actually a very good wedge shot and left Sari with a putt very similar to Laura Davies, just a little longer. We watched the telecast closely. Because they were in the group behind, it was just a little later in the day, and there were more shadows on the green. And she missed it just a little bit to the right, whereas Davies made it. And now all of a sudden, playoff.
In the playoff, they went back to the snake pit. They played each other hard, head to head, and it came down to, again, an unlikely something happening.
Yeah, it really did. They got to the 17th again, the long par 3.
Without a 4-iron.
All 4 players hit good tee shots. Laura Davies putt first for their team. Both their balls were away. There was some question, because Daly had made 2 very long birdie putts on that final 9 holes.
This a lengthy putt, Mark, coming down the hill at the start, kind of flattening out a little bit at the end, and
maybe he should be the one putting. And Laura Davies at that time really didn't have a reputation of being a great putter, even though she had made a clutch putt at 15 in regulation, the clutch putt at 18 to get into the playoff. And sure enough, from 38 feet, she knocks it right in, which was pretty amazing. And that left Sari to play from the back edge of the green. She elected to chip the ball, which I thought was interesting. It was in the fringe. It wasn't the long grass. You very easily could have chosen a putter. And the chip went wide, and all of a sudden it was all over.
John Daly and Laura Davies are the champions.
And in a way, it illustrated the nature of the course. Players love the course on its design, and this is a course they can win on.
If you look at the list of champions that have won the PGA Tour event here at Innisbrook, you will see control players like Jim Furyk and Luke Donald, bombers like Vijay Singh and Gary Woodland. It's kind of all over the place, and I think that's one of the reasons why the players appreciate the golf course so much and why they're able to draw the fields here that they do, because it really doesn't favor one type of player.
Thanks for joining myself and Gary Koch on this trip down memory lane. This is why the Copperhead remains one of the top venues in professional golf, because it's always exciting and always challenging. I'm Jamie McWilliams.